In this day and age, it seems that trouble can appear at almost any time, and when it does, you may need a lawyer. And if you've never met with an attorney, or if you've met with an attorney in the distant past, perhaps, you could have a perspective that may not hold true regarding today's lawyers. With us now to dispel a few of those myths and bring us up to speed, Scott Goldstein with Saiontz and Kirk. Scott, thanks for being here again.
My pleasure, Wyatt.
It's great to have you here. Talk about that. I mean, people that maybe haven't seen a lawyer in 10 years, 15 years, you say things have changed a little bit.
Things have changed. With the advent of legal advertising and the advent of the internet, lawyers are much more accessible to members of the general public than they ever were before. People used to think that unless you were a member of the upper class or you were a businessman, that you didn't have access to a lawyer. But nowadays, with the accessibility through internet, phone, in person, you can have a lawyer consultation very easily, virtually any time of day, any time of night, quite frankly, with ease and without expense. And that is a major change for what used to be in the old legal community.
It's interesting to point out the accessibility that technology brings. YouHaveALawyer.com. You guys have been in advertising for a long time. That's your website. And people can really reach out to you 24/7.
They can reach out to us, and we try to get back to people as promptly as possible. You know, we're in an age of instant gratification. People want answers right away. And through the use of the internet, through our phone system that is staffed pretty much 24 hours a day, we have the ability to respond to people's inquiries on a very timely basis and in a very quick manner, and supply them with the information that they need so that they can move on with their lives.
It brings up an interesting point. Accidents, we know, happen 24 hours a day, so it's great to have that access. And what about people who may have experienced something that they feel they need legal help with, but they say, yeah, I don't know if I can perhaps afford the services of a quality attorney? What do you say to people who may have that in the back of their mind?
Well, we want to dispel that myth at Saiontz and Kirk because we supply free consultations on virtually any subject. Now, while our practice concentrates on victims of negligence such as automobile accidents, nursing home neglect, medical malpractice, defective products, we also every day field a number of calls from people who call in with areas and questions that are not within our area of expertise. We are glad to talk to those people and glad to help them. Sometimes we refer them to lawyers in a specific field. Sometimes we can refer them to help that they don't realize exists, governmental agencies. The Maryland State Bar Association has a lawyer referral service that may be helpful to people. The Attorney General's Office for the state of Maryland has an Office of Consumer Protection. The Maryland Insurance Administration can often be helpful to people who are having problems with their insurance companies when they don't require an attorney's services. So we can be a source of information to people, free, easily accessible, even though it's not within our area of expertise.
It's an interesting point. You know, you have sort of pioneered, I think, we think of Maryland, we think of Saiontz and Kirk, the legal advertising that has gone back for many years. And I think that has really helped the public. I mean, you look at it in a sense as public outreach, correct?
We do. And, you know, our firm was founded approximately 45 years ago by Donald Saiontz and Harvey Kirk, our two senior partners who are still active practicing attorneys. And they were pioneers. And they had a mission, and their mission was to expand the amount of legal services and access to legal services to people that otherwise did not have them. I mean, Donald Saiontz is fond of telling stories about when he used to travel down to Southern Maryland, to Chesapeake City, and he was the big lawyer from Baltimore, and these people had never had the opportunity to consult with a lawyer before. But Donald wanted to expand the role of attorneys in people's lives so that they would have access and so that they would have answers rather than just questions.
It's a fascinating topic, and certainly Saiontz and Kirk has been there every step of the way. If you have legal concerns, legal needs, by all means, reach out at YouHaveALawyer.com. Scott, thank you so much for coming in once again today. We appreciate it. Stay with us when we come back. Homestead Gardens here to help you decorate for Halloween.